Hello friends, welcome back to Voice and Accent English Language Training Part 4. I am Dr. Swati Verma Sood. I'm sure by now you all have learned quite a good things about voice and accent. We have spoken about vowel sounds in last part. Today we will focus on the next part, that is consonant letters and sounds, right? So hope you remember the vowel letters, and now the rest all are the consonant letters of the alphabet. So you can see the remaining B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. Let's first understand a little bit more about consonant sounds. A consonant is a sound made with your mouth fairly closed. Okay, so if you say B, C, most of these consonants, when you say it without any vowel in it, then it is a closed sound. There are different types of consonants depending on how they function in a word. Please focus and understand this. First one is digraph consonant. Okay, digraph consonants are paired together to represent a new speech sound. Let's say example CH. C is consonant, H is consonant, and it represents the speech sound of words like change, C-H-A-N-G-E. C-H in this word is giving a sound ch, change, okay? And if it is in the last of the word, then when it is placed last in the word, then it is again giving a last sound as ch. So C-A-T-C-H, catch. Okay, change, catch. So if you see both the alphabets separately, both the letters, if you pronounce separately, the sound is not at all matching to the ch sound. So C is not at all matching, H is not at all matching, but when we combine both together, it is making a sound ch. Okay, so these type of letters combinations in a word are called as digraph consonants. Second one is successive consonants. Now, successive consonants, if you look at them, it will look similar to digraph. Okay, and when they paired together, they cannot create a new sound. Okay, now in the last digraph consonant, it was making a new sound, but in successive consonant, it is not making a new sound. When successive consonants appear in the word, both of the sounds are articulated, right? So both the sounds are articulated in the word. Let's take an example, S, P. Okay, S, P. So in this, if we are combining S, P together, it is giving a sound of S as well as of P. So both the letters are articulated with a separate sound. Speech. So S, P in combination. Speech, 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 like that. If we see if it is placed last in the word, and if we blend it together, then it will make another give a different sound, crisp, again, which is in the last, wisp. Okay, so these are called as a successive consonants, where we are getting a separate sound of both, and the sound which is coming in total is a blended sound of both the consonants. Now, there are also pairs of consonants where one speech sound is silent, right? So there are many pairs where one speech sound is silent. So one of the letter, okay, is silent in that word. Now, you must have observed that it occurs many times. The same letter appears twice in the word, right? Example, summer is summer. But here you can see one M is articulated and the second M is silent. So we are not pronouncing it as summer, summer. No, we are pronouncing it as summer. Okay, and one M here is silent. Similarly, you can see other pairs like KN. KN in KNIT is not pronounced as knight. We are pronouncing it as night. Right? BI as in, BT in doubt is pronounced as doubt. So B is silent in this. PT in pterodactyl, or T is P is silent in this. PS in psychedelic, where again P is silent. PN, a combination of PN, again P is silent, and it is called as pneumatic. So all these words we observe, we encounter situations in which one of the two speech sounds takes precedence over the other, leaving one silent. So we cannot say the silent consonant is a word. It is still a consonant, but it is not articulated in these words, in these pairs, right? So these are some examples of pairs of consonants where one speech sound is silent. And the final type of a consonant is stop consonant, or an oral occlusive. We also call it as occlusive, right? So these break up a word or add emphasis by causing a pause in airflow. Okay, so when we say these words, it causes a pause in airflow. Okay, that's why we sometimes call it as a plosives also. Plosives. Okay, so in reference to stop consonants, PL in the word explosive, plosive, plosive. Okay, so explosive in PL is actually explo. Oh, the mouth is open, and it is closed in the, right? So plosives also we call it as a plosives, where the airflow is coming and suddenly by the end of the word we close the mouth. The airflow is completely closed. It is paused, you can say. Okay, and there's a dramatic release of the air. So stop consonants help give variation and definition to the articulation of the word. The word crack, crack, if you pronounce crack, okay, it includes a stop consonant with the letter K. Okay, crack. When pronounced, the K leaves a lingering pause in airflow that adds emphasis to the word. Crack, crack. So the K is emphasized over here. There's a stop or a pause of an airflow in the end of the word. Right, so these are four different types of consonants. Please remember these. For all the words you will read in future, you can, when you just practice one by one, we have done vowels earlier in the last part. Now we are talking about consonants. In the same way, you have to practice consonants also the way we have done words. Now we should be aware of sounds, okay, sounds which is given by IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet, right? So in articulatory phonetics, a consonant is a speech sound that is articulated with complete or partial closure of the vocal tract. Okay, so please remember, when we are writing anything, okay, in this language, it comes in a form of a letters, right? When we are talking, it is going to come in a form of a sound. And if we want to write a sound, then what we have to use? We have to use the rules given by IPA, or it's a IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet. That's where we learn the neutralization part, the simple neutralization part, because internationally, globally, this IPA is used for sounds of the alphabets or the letters, the words. So there are two types of consonant sounds. One is unvoiced and second is voiced, right? So unvoiced are those consonants which does not make sound from the voice box. Okay? Say for example, C. Please pronounce C. C. So if you say C, there is no sound coming from your voice box. You can keep a hand in your on your voice box in your neck and say S. Okay. So this sound is not coming from the voice box. But voiced are those sounds which gives vibration. Okay, say b, 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 b. So the b sound which is coming, b, b, is coming from the your voice box. There is a vibration in the voice box. So please touch your neck, your voice cord, and observe. Say is not giving any sound coming from the voice box, but g, g is coming from the voice box. So similarly, we have a consonant sounds which are voiced and unvoiced. So let's do little deep dive into IPA and understand more consonant sounds with some examples. So now we are going to talk about the voiced and unvoiced consonant pairs. Okay. Now what does it mean? It means that when we listen to the sound of these symbols, the mouth movement is same, but the pronunciation which comes in is sometimes unvoiced, where it is not coming from your vocal cord or voice box, and in the other symbol it will come from your vocal. Okay, so now if you see over here, this symbol is giving a sound p, p, okay, and this is giving a sound b. Okay, now let's see p, b, p, b. Just say it and you can realize the difference between this. So if I am using taking these examples and say, I'll say pet, paper, top, pet, paper, top. Okay, and if you pronounce it, you will see that your mouth movement is same. So it's pet, paper, top, pet, paper, top, right? And I'll take another example where I'm using this symbol. Okay, so it is bat. So if you say bat, it is coming from your voice box. A vibration is there. Trouble, trouble. Okay, ra, ra, bat, trouble, ra. Okay. So if you see your mouth, bat, bat, paper, top, or bat, trouble, rub. The mouth movement you will see will almost same, but the it is unvoiced and it is voiced. Here the airflow is there, here the airflow is voiced. So let's see more pairs and their examples. Now this is giving a sound, the symbol is giving a sound to, unvoiced, and d. So this is a pair where the mouth movement is almost same, but giving a different sound, voice, and voice. Let's see the examples. So if you see the examples over here is gym, gym, better, not, gym, better, better, hot, sound. And if you look at this, it will give jam, order, bad, dim, dim, order, bad, right? You can see the difference of a voiced and unvoiced, and it is not very difficult, it is very easy, right? You only have to remember again the symbols like we have learned in vowel sounds. Similarly, we should know the symbols in consonant, right? Let's see more. So we have another pair, that is k and g. Okay, so let's see the examples. So the examples for k sound is came, talking, back, came, talking, back. And if you see this symbol here, it is voiced. So came, coming from the voice box, game, bigger, back, game, bigger, back, coming from your voice box. And you can see the airflow is changed. Let's see another example of a consonant pair. Now this is giving a sound called fo, unvoiced sound fo, and V is giving a voiced sound v, fo, v. Before you go for an example, just pronounce it yourself and then move on to take the examples. So the examples here, if I say for, fine, fine, offer, off, fine, offer, off. Okay, so we are pronouncing it this way. But on the other side, if I see the pronunciation, the mouth movement is going to be the same, but the pronunciation is different because it is voiced. So it is wine, wine, saving, off, wine, saving, off. Yeah? So off, when you're saying this, you will see the vibration in your throat. We have some different symbol. The previous symbols are easy to remember. You'll see some different symbol in this. Okay, now this is giving, this particular symbol is giving a sound is sound. Okay, is, it is not coming from the throat. Is. And if you see this symbol, okay, somewhat like a phonetic different font S, you can say to remember. This is 0 and cross. So this unvoiced is voiced coming from the throat. Okay, so once you keep on seeing these symbols, it will start like you will able to remember this, memorize it, and able to identify it quickly. So you have to practice and rehearse it. Now, if I see the examples for these, then it is thin, thin. Okay, the sound coming over here is okay, thin, thin, method. So my tongue is moving. It's by saying method, method. Okay, both, 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 method, method. Okay, thin, thin. And similarly, if I talk about is sound like this, so this gives stand, stand. Okay, it's other, with, with, with. So this is giving is sound which is coming from throat, right? So these two symbols are pronounced. The mouth movement is almost same, but the sound is is or is, is or is. Okay. Again, we have to practice by pronouncing the words which are coming from the sound. Yes, then. Let's go and check more pairs. So now we have a pair which is again rather easy to remember. It's is sound, is where we are not using the throat, but here we are using the throat. Sound is sound is. Okay, so let's see the examples. So it is seal, seal, missing face, seal, missing face. Okay, and if I take the example of is sound, then it will be zeal, crazy, praise. Zeal, crazy, praise. So there was a mistake. I just corrected it. It is zeal, crazy, phase. Phase is sound, right? Zeal coming from the throat, crazy, Z, and phase. Okay, let's see more pairs. Now, just see the sound, which is like you can say a very thin S. Okay, and this gives a sound sh, sh. And if you see this kind of a Z or something like a 3, you can say, can remember like a 3. So it's giving, or Z, it's giving a sound. So like that. So it is coming from the throat. So when it is coming from the throat, the sound is coming. Okay, let's see the examples will help you to remember this. So show, show sound, show, pushing, brush, show, pushing, brush. Okay, all are coming from the front mouth. But if you see these example with the sound, it is giving measure, sound. Okay, measure, vision, shun, Asia, Asia, Asia. That Z and SH is combined and giving a sound. Measure, vision, Asia. Okay. So this is a pair. We have more pairs. So now if you see this particular sound, when in combination of two, you can see T and the sh sound together is giving a sh sound, okay? And this D and Z together is giving a Z sound. So let's see some example. So examples here is choke, choke, watching, watching, catch. Choke, watching, catch sound, and this is giving us a s sound is joke, 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 coming from the throat, damage, damage, coming from the throat, large, 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 okay, from the throat. So these are some pairs we have learned in the previous slide. Now we'll move on and learn that remaining all are either voiced consonant or unvoiced consonant, but they are not pairs. Okay, so let's see this one, which is giving a little sound. So little sound like love, follow, well. Okay, only the sound, sound. Okay, and it is voiced. So voice, because coming from the throat, love, follow, well, coming from the throat. Now sound, this is symbol is giving a sound, which is coming from the nose, right? So from the nose, is male, male, coming from the nose, humor, and some. Male, humor, some. Now this one is n sound, sound. Okay, n sound. Air comes out of the nose when we say this sound. So nail, nail. Air is coming out from the nose. Nail, funny, or nine. This n sound. Okay, nail, funny, knee. Okay, nine, nine. Okay, you can see the air is coming out of the nose. Let's see more. So if you see this sign where it is almost like N, but there's a little elongated, side of it. It is also sound, but the tongue comes up at the back. So okay, and when we pronounce this word, sing, sing, you can see the tongue is going back. Sound. Okay, singer. So it's similar to N, but it's not giving the airflow out, but it is coming from the tongue when it is going backwards. Sing, ger, okay, singer, a sing, in, okay. This is the sound. Coming like N only sound. Then this one is a very short sound, sound. Little breath out with it, sound. Okay, like hail. Breath goes out. Hail. Perhaps. 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 A light sound. Okay, hail. Perhaps. Then we have the sound which is giving sound. So here again the air comes out of the nose. Okay. All right. So this particular symbol is giving sound. There was some error here, so I have just changed it. So it is a sound is an unvoiced consonant sound, and we can see the examples like real, real, real. Okay, so real. Okay, this real. We don't say real. It's real, real. There's a little sound like comes here, or correct, correct. Okay, correct. Sound correct. Like a real, correct. Okay. Now, if we just talk about British or Australian English, right? This R sound or this symbol is only pronounced when it is before the vowel. Okay, so this R sound at the end of the word is generally not pronounced. If it is at the end, okay, then it will not, they don't pronounce it as R sound in British and Australian English. Okay, so if it is only before the vowel, then only they pronounce it. So that's why it's real in British and Australia. They do that. But in American English, they pronounce all the letters. So if we talk about UK and Australia, if it is CAR, car, so they will say car, they will not say car, car, okay, so they say car, like that. And but in America, they will say car, 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 they will pronounce all the letters. But if it is uh, car in somewhere, car in dust, say for example, so then in UK and US or Australia also they will pronounce car in dust, or car in rain, or in something. Okay. So I mean to say, this is just for your knowledge. I'm adding this over here. So this is a simple difference also in different countries. You should be aware. Now let's see more remaining voiced, unvoiced consonants. Now this particular sign, if you see, it's looking like J, but this sounds your sound. Okay, your sound. So it's you. You can say there's a little zoo, you. So it's not Z, but a your sound, your sound. So you or beyond your sound, beyond, beyond. So we don't say beyond, we say beyond. Okay. Then this symbol is pronounced as per IPA go sound. So we showing, we showing, showing, right? So till here we have learned all the voiced and unvoiced consonants and voiced and unvoiced consonant pairs. Now let's talk about consonant clusters. Okay. Now what is consonant clusters? Consonant clusters are when there is two or more consonant sounds comes next to each other. Okay, consonant sounds next to each other is actually called as a consonant clusters, right? Let's see the example. First, first, first. So in this, RST is a consonant cluster. RST is giving a sound. First, sound is a consonant cluster giving a sound of RST altogether, right? Then if you look at TRAIN, train, ain. So if we talk about vowel, it is a AYA sound, right? But if we talk about the consonants, it is giving TR is giving a sound together. TR, tr sound, okay, tr sound, cluster sound. Same with TASKS, tasks. SKS together is giving a sound like that, tasks sound. So cluster sound is actually come like this when all the three letters are giving a sound, making a new sound together. So as of now, we understood if we have to globally improve our accent, we have to follow the IPA symbols, right? And IPA is going to help us learn pronunciations of the consonants and vowel sounds by learning the symbols which are there, right? So you can do more practice by taking examples like I have shown you one in front of you, that is like, let's take one example of executive. So if you go and read these words and see the division of a consonant and vowels in the word, then once you know the symbol, you can easily read it. Okay, so eggs, ig is giving a sound, so it's ig, it's executive, right? Executive, executive. This is the sound, executive. And similarly, if you see the vowel sound, axis, axis. Okay, so vowel and consonants together is making a sound axis, axis, right? So do more practice with more words, pick up some word. First, learn all the symbols, all the vowel symbols, all the consonant symbols, then pick up the words and try making a combination and check whether you have done it correctly or not. That will give you more confidence and make your pronunciation more better, and you can be better with the consistent practice, uh, and remembering all the symbols. After some time, after 2-3 months, if you regularly do it, you will feel very confident in pronouncing all these words, which we use in day-to-day life and which is globally used, and you can handle your clients with ease without any fear. This is the list of all the international phonetic alphabet symbol for each consonant sound here with some examples. Okay, like we have done for executive or access. You can see all these examples with all the symbols we have discussed in previous slide. So this is you can say at a glance you can see all the symbols of consonant symbols over here. You can read it out, right? So whenever you watch this video, you can stop here and try to pronounce each and every sound which we have learned in the previous slide. And if you don't remember, you can go back and you can again come back and check that how these words are bifurcated between vowel and consonant. So this will help you to remember or keep the image of these symbols in your mind, and you will feel very confident after some time. So that's all from my side in this series of voice and accent. And if you have any questions, uh, and if you really want to learn more on voice and accent and deep dive into it, you can contact on the given number or the email IDs. Thank you so much. Happy learning, and see you all again in our next program. Thank you so much. Bye from Dr. Swati Verma Sood, Trainers Club.